Anybody that does not know what he wants will always be moved about by anything he sees. One of the advantages is to know what you want. Tell your neighbor, what do you want? We saw a man in the Bible in the book of Esther chapter 4 called Mordecai. Mordecai knew what he wanted for the people of Israel. Haman, as the wicked man, knew what he wanted. But there was this confused young lady called Esther. Esther was confused. Because if Esther was not confused, at the time she heard the message of Mordecai, she would have responded. But thank God for Mordecai who brought her back to her senses. May God give you people who can send you back to your senses. Am I communicating? Anybody who does not have who can talk to him, his life is on the verge of destruction. There must be people who can tell you, look, you're on the wrong path. Am I communicating? You must have people that you can submit to, you can listen to. You must have someone you can explain things to. There are things that if you don't explain it, don't explain your problem to everybody. It's not everybody you see that you run to. No. That is why one of the people you can confide in is your partner. Say, God, give me a partner that I can express myself without being judged. Am I communicating? And I can tell that, look at what is happening to me. What do I do? The next person, your parent. The third person, your pastor. And you know, there are people you cannot deceive. Your doctor, your lawyer, your pastor. These three persons. If you think you are deceiving them, you are deceiving. You go to clinic, doctor say, he press you like this. He says, is he paining you? You are receiving pain. You say, no, it's not paining me. Reasons, one of the things I have watched medical practitioners, when you go to them, they start asking you questions. So that's first diagnosis. Are you red or black? How is your leg paining you? Those are ways to understand what is actually wrong with you. Because when you explain what is happening, they can now tell that this is primarily the problem before they can even run a test or do an X-ray. Am I communicating? Now, if you go to your doctor and he say, are you feeling the pain here? He say, no, you are feeling it here. You tell the doctor it's here. Appendicitis. You go to the lawyer, you stole. Instead of you to tell the lawyer, I stole, see, look at what happened. See how you can defend me. You lie to the lawyer. In the court, your case will fail. Why? Because the lawyer does not know exactly what to do. That's why the lawyer is under oath to protect whatever that is told to him from his client. If he divulges it except for professional reason, his license will be withdrawn. That's the same thing for a pastor who understands pastorhood. That when people come to meet you and express themselves or tell you their concern, you are under oath to keep them secret. You won't put me knife here and remove it here. Am I communicating? Even if your husband or your wife comes to tell me you stole, I will not tell you. It's not my duty. Am I communicating? And if God shows me something that pertains to that person, I will tell the person personally if it's a personal thing, except a family thing. Why? Because there is a sense of individuality and an oath of secrecy that priesthood demands. That's why any pastor who does not know his work, you find out that they will say, a pastor said. You find out in churches, they now say, pastor said. I ask, does the pastor not have sense to know that whatever that is told to you in counseling is a secret? One of the things you find in the Catholic Church is a confessional box. Where somebody kills, he says, Father, I have killed though. Even if the person is the father's younger brother or elder brother, father is under oath not to divulge it. And the law protects him. You must understand your person and what you want. Mordecai came to the point that she said to Esther, listen, if you think you are protected, you think that things are well with you, that's why you are not going to help out. God will raise somebody, but you and your family will see it. I pray. May you not miss your use in the house of God. May the reason why God sent you here, may you accomplish it. May you identify Jesus. Listen, every time you do a duty that God has given you, there is a blessing that comes to you from it. When God says join a department or serve in a department, make sure you get your... One of the ways to get blessed in a church is to participate in that church. Find yourself in a department, get yourself active. Because when you work for God, the blessing comes from service. I was glad yesterday, I saw the evangelical department. Find yourself in a department, work. When you make out your time to serve God, you get blessed. Somebody say, I hear. Esther chapter 4, from verse 1. Mordecai perceived all that was done. Mordecai rent his clothes and put on a sackcloth with ashes and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud voice and a bitter cry, and came before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. I want to preach on the topic, answers from fasting. Answers from what? And every province, whithersoever king's commandment and decree came, there was a great mourning among the Jews. Fasting, and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent remnant to clothe Mordecai, to take away the sackcloth from him, but he received it not. Then called Esther for Hathach, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he has appointed to attend to her, upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. So Hathach went forth to Mordecai and unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate, and Mordecai told him all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of money that Haman had promised to pay to the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them. Also he gave him the copy of the writing and the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, to charge her that she should go unto the king to make supplication unto him, and to make request for him before her people. Hathach came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again Esther spake to Hathach and gave him commandments unto Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come into the king's inner court, who is not called there in one law of his, who is not called, there is one law of this, to put him to death, except such to whom the king should hold up the golden scepter, to come in unto the king these 30 days. They told to Mordecai Esther's word. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from where? From where? From another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. Who knoweth whither thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Who knows if God sent you to this church for such a time as this? Who knows if God sent you for the family you came from for such a time as this? There is a responsibility wherever you find yourself. Haman organized and led the king mischievously, and the king, without knowing, signed a decree to kill all the Jews and destroy them. He even began to brag the money he would pay into the king's treasury if the Jews are destroyed. And when this decree went out, Mordecai rent his clothes, wore ashes, and bitter cry, went into the cities crying and into the king's gate. The Jews knew how to evoke that part of God. So they went into ashes, they were crying. Everywhere people were fasting and crying. Then Esther heard that her uncle, it was Mordecai that met Hadassah, Esther, who she is. And so when Esther heard that her uncle was in the city crying with clothes that are ungodly, then she sent and said, go and give him clothes to wear. And the man says, take the clothes back to her. I don't need clothes. I need action. There are times people don't need your money or your clothing. They just need words from you or an action from you. Am I communicating? Esther said to him, take clothes. But she now sent somebody, sent her touch, to go and find out why my uncle is not taking the clothes. The man went, and Mordecai showed him the decrees and told him all that has happened. And then he went back and told Esther. Esther said, go and tell him that it is clear that the king has not called me for the past 30 days. And anybody who ventures to enter into his court, that person will be killed. Because there was a time when they plotted to kill the king. And then Mordecai was even the one that exposed that plot. And then the king made a decree that nobody enters into his court without his permission. So let us see how anybody can come in to assassinate him. Esther knew this rule. Whosoever you are, because at that point everybody is a suspect. You know, in life everybody is a suspect. Hello. I say in life everybody is what? Once it is on a destiny of life and your success, every human being is a suspect. So he said, no, except you are giving permission. But the guy said, go and tell her that if she refuses, family will perish. And then salvation will come to Israel from another source. Don't ever sit anytime when it comes to God and say, if I no do one, who go do one? God will raise another person. Am I communicating? Don't try to say, if I no do one, if I no give tithe, then go chop. If I no pay offering, how church go function? Hey, you are looking for trouble. God will raise another person. Don't try. He said, if you refuse, he said, who knows if you are sent to the kingdom for such a time like this? There are times you will need to fast for other people. You don't fast for yourself. It's called intercession. He said, behold, I looked for someone to stand in the gap, but there was none. Am I communicating? There are times you will need to stand in the gap for your husband, for your wife, for your children. You fast. You say, God, I am standing in the gap. Once there is anybody who is standing and praying for the family will stand. But when it comes to family order, the man is the head. Am I communicating? The man is in charge, so the woman obeys, takes order from the man. So when it comes to family hierarchy, the man is the chief priest, while the woman is the assistant chief priest.